What's up, folks? Alright, finally the build is completed. We've got 1090X installed and fully running at 5 gigahertz. So I'm gonna go in through the temperatures and voltage so far. Let's first overview the cooling that we've got with this particular processor. So we've got a Collins 800 model, chiller with a custom exhaust fan all the way to the attic again for heat dissipation. That's my old rig, which is 5 years old, will serve me good. And that's a smaller unit on top of it. It's also from Collins, it's a chiller for 450 model. And what's interesting, this model, it will not be enough to cool down the 18 core processor from Intel, because it drains around 900 watts, yes, out of 5 gigahertz at full load. That's what the results shown from the Corsair PSU. It drains out of the outlets straightforward. Once you load it, Cinebench, it's gonna be like over 900, like 950, 980 watts. So you probably need some more powerful cooling solution. And even this chiller only able to dissipate 800 watts, but taking into account some other hardware also taking those wattages, like hard drives, motherboards. So far, we're not talking about the graphic cards because the Cinebench is only for the CPU load. But anyways, yeah, this chiller is the must for this CPU at high load when you fully utilize 100% of your CPU. And yep, everything is connected. As you can see, we got a few fans which play completely no role here. It's open, we don't have any window here. We'll keep it open because it's not enough airflow to cool down this RTX Titan, so I decided to keep it just one window off. And this is the way it looks. This is tempered glass. It goes on the other side, same thing. This, by the way, plastic, just if you wonder. This is the aluminum notches, and it's like around 3mm tempered glass, which is kind of cool, And yeah, again, liquid at the moment sets to 20 Celsius. So what's good about it, it's always consistent, pretty much no matter how much load you have, it will continue consistently. Only the highest load, 100%, it might rise to, sometimes rise to 30 degree, but it's rarer cases. I believe maybe if we push that fan a little higher on the exhaust, it may dissipate more heat out of the compressor, so you get more power. You can achieve more juice out of this chiller, but at the moment that's what I've got. It's set to 20 to 19 just to avoid condensation. You can lower the temperature to even 2 Celsius, but you may end up in condensation. You're gonna get a big flood in your PC case. I've done this before and I burned my CPU. Yes, one of the extreme processors from this rig, I burned it because of the condensation. I learned the lesson, so I keep the temperatures just around the ambient temperature in the room to avoid dew point of the condensed water. So yes, let's do just a couple quick tests. It's not a final revision. So what I found, the best settings, at least as of right now, it's in terms of voltage. We are running 1.417 volts, because in certain games like Battlefield 5, sometimes you get throttling on the CPU, every other minute or two, but only freezes for 1 second or two. And at this 1.417, it seems to work just perfectly at 5 gigahertz. You have no issues, no problem. Also, we have DRAMs at the lowest latency is 14. For DDR4, that's for the 14s, is very good. And the only thing you trade off for the actual frequency on the 320, it runs at 320 gigahertz. And yep, 5 gigahertz. And yep, let's launch the Cinebench first. Let me show you the way it operates. So let's run it and see how it does. It's 18 core again, and yep, this is considerably fast. Just good enough for the 18 core 36 thread CPU. It actually also gives you good results in terms of the rating. And yep, Here you go, it's just done, and here's the results. We've got 10,000 points. I was actually able to achieve 11,000 points, but on a lower voltage. I don't know why. When you lower the voltage a little bit, it gives you better result. So, but it's pretty much always over 10,000. So yep, here you go. We've got AIDA opened, and the temperature is currently without any of the special load. As you can see, it's pretty much an ideal at like probably like running at 5%. So we have 45 Celsius on CPU, and as I mentioned before, the chiller liquid says to 20 Celsius. So yes, it's a take into account it's a 5 Gertz, it's a 1.4 over 1.4 volts, and this temperature considered to be not bad. So let me show you what are the temperatures at the full load when you run the same Cinebench. So let's go ahead and run this test again. We're not gonna point here, we're gonna look at the temperature. So we hit run, and here you go. As you can see, the temperatures increase immediately to 77 to 76. So it goes up to 100 at some points. So yeah, it's pretty much up to 100 on the CPU, and like individual CPUs, actually some of them reach 110 Celsius. And this is at full load, 100% utilization of all 18 cores, 36 threads, as you can see right now, running at full speed. And we pretty much overall we have 100 degree on the CPU. Can't say it's good, but it's not too bad. At least it's operatable and it works. So let me do the stress test, another test right now from AIDA. I know this is not the best stress test, but we're gonna just overuse system stability, you know, like we're gonna do only stress tests for CPU just so it doesn't freeze completely, you know, like. Let me push this one. As you can see, my Maya is already full. Flying. It started getting. Alright. Yep. Now it's a little different than Cinebench. The temperatures are much lower. Again, still 100% utilization. But Cinebench takes more resources rather than you just run AIDA for CPU stress test only. And yep, it's a little bit actually it's freezing, it's refreshing, as you can see it. So it's not too stable in terms of what appears on the screen. Yeah, I eat a little bit bugging at this point, not sure why, but everything seems to be moving except AIDA's temperature. So you know what, let me cancel this test for now. Even my Maya is a little bit bugging. I guess this stress test is too heavy, you know. Alright, let's just stop it. Alright, let's see if it's gonna be back to normal. But again, we're still at 5 Gertz, nothing drops, no throttling. I might go through the BIOS settings as well, just to show you what are the configurations are set for this overclock. And yep, as you can see, the temperatures are rises to, yep, it's back to normal at 39 to 40. And let's see if the actual chiller temperature changed. No, it's still the same. It's 19 to 20 liquid. Again, this is the temperature might change depending on the load, and this particular unit gets really hot, you know. Right now it's kind of, it's not too hot, it might be like 30 Celsius, you know, like you can still keep your hand on it, but you can feel it's getting hot because it dissipates a lot of heat. It's a turbine out of the actual compressor inside, because the compressor, that's what generates that heat. It also has some radiator inside, right behind this panel. As you can see from the previous video, I cut the hole bigger just to fit that thing, which is 140mm fan, and this is 120mm fans, was 3 of them. So I just take them off, I cover the holes, and I cut the big hole in the middle just to preserve and save the space in here on my desk, because before this thing was look much bigger. And with the trade-offs are noise. So you will end up with a noise such as a server room. If you feel comfortable sitting in a server room alike, then you should be fine. Otherwise, this particular setup is not for you, because that fan generates a lot of noise and it's not even spinning at full. It's spinning probably at full 75%. So, and this particular unit generates a lot of noise. So everything is noise and noise, and it's nothing you can do with that. And the only thing you can do is just put it in another room if you have another room. Not a good thing to put it in the closet, because again it generates a lot of heat. The all units will overheat, and so yeah, it has to be with the adequate square footage room just to be able to breathe and all normally. Yep, again, that's the setup. Titan not on water, the water only for VRMs at the top, the MOSFETs, and the actual CPU. Even the actual main chip from the motherboard is not water cooled. We have a stock cooler installed. The temperature on it doesn't rise too high. As you can see, the PCH PCH right here, diode, it says to 70 degree, which is kind of normal, you know, like usually it ranges from 50 to 60, but 70 is still fine. It's not overheating, so you can leave that. Take into account, again, it's pushes on a full load, pushes like 900 watts on the CPU, which is a lot. Believe if you run the Titan overclocked and you're gonna be plus half, yeah, you probably need some like at least 1500 watt power supply for such a setup, you know, like, because you really need it, you know, for the best efficiency and the power consumption. Alright, yep, the only thing I wasn't able to overclock much of the actual CPU cache. It's still 3 GHz. I can push it harder, I'll try it, but that's the basic tap I could do, and nothing, even raising the voltage does not help. You have a blue screen. Yep, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna publish another overview once I do a couple more tests and see if we can get the better results. Alright, again, thanks for watching, bye.